Get knocked, Sparta! No hug needed!
This is Omar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We just wrapped up the final press conference for Fury v Whyte. Well, the first one actually, because the first one that Dillian's attended. What did you make of that presser, Gareth?
Well, it was incredibly respectful between the two men, wasn't it? And their comportment was exceptional. I think phenomenally as well. I think they both stopped their own entourages from going at it, and I think it's a sign that they're both very focused on each other for this fight. I thought it's a little bit like the old Pals Act at one point. I think Dillian Whyte is a very mature fighter now in the prime of his career, and I don't think he wants to expend emotional energy when he hasn't had to do it the whole time anyway in the build-up. Maybe, I think I saw that it did work for him to backtrack. It did work for him being away from Tyson Fury and not coming to all those things, because he's come here fresh, single-minded. You can see he's glowing physically. You can see that. As is Tyson Fury. They're both looking in phenomenal shape. I just think that they're not underestimating each other, these two. And I think Dillian Whyte feels like he can do it. He looks confident. I mean, it was nice to see them in terms of the height differential. Tyson Fury's a much taller man. Dillian was holding himself well today, I thought, and that's the big change in him over time, that he doesn't need to create an enemy in fight week, and he doesn't let go of that emotional energy, and he's saving it all for the ring on Saturday night. When you look at him sometimes, when he's like this, you just think, yeah, this guy's capable of springing a surprise. There's no two bones about it. And the thing is, I wrote about him this week from an interview I did with DAZN back in October. He's got an incredible backstory, what he's come from, what he's achieved to stay alive, and the things he talks about the harrowing aspects of his early life. I believe him. Like this, walking out in front of 100,000 people to fight for the world heavyweight title is nothing compared to the survival in his life. I thought they all carried themselves well, so I thought there was respect between the two. Maybe if there'd been a ruckus, it would have sold pay-per-view more. But this is a big fight. I mean, I just wonder sometimes whether it would have crossed over more if they generated more time around each other, and whether because I think if they had spent more time around each other, they would have started going at it.
Yeah, I get you. Gareth, you're an open book. I can ask you anything. We saw in the press conference there, Dillian make reference to yourself. What was that about, Gareth?
Well, I think it was when you and I were here the last time for the press conference, and I was saying that he may regret not being here. Obviously I'd said that he hadn't come, but I think he was just responding, saying, look, you know this game, there's deals behind deals going on, that there was no obligation for him to come to that press conference, and he was just doing what he wanted to do. I think, it just shows that Dillian's been in his fortress in Portugal. He's been watching things, he's been seeing things, he's surveying the world, and maybe he's having to pop back at me, I don't know. But listen, it's just, I gave opinions. This is a sport of opinions, it's what we do. My opinion is that Tyson Fury wins on Saturday night based on his boxing skills, but you cannot write Dillian Whyte off. He's primed for this moment. I've always said to Dillian, and I say it now, even if he loses on Saturday night, Dillian Whyte will be a heavyweight champion of the world one day. I've always thought it about him. There's something in him that will make him heavyweight champion of the world. He's got it. He's got that thing in droves. And he talks about it. He's a survivor in life. And fighting in the ring is a blessing.
Well, only 3 days away, live and exclusive on BT Sport Box Office, Fury v Whyte at Wembley Stadium. Just away from this, Gareth, I did actually speak to Eddie Hearn on Conor Benn fight week, and I asked him about Joshua Usyk 2 going to Saudi Arabia, and I mentioned your reasons as to why that should take place in London, a media centre. Did you see his comments back?
No, I never watch anything Eddie Hearn says, does, or delivers. No, I haven't, but I've been told that he had a bit of a reaction to me saying I didn't think it was it didn't work morally, not morally, but it didn't work ethically for Alexander Usyk to fight in Saudi Arabia when he's come away from Ukraine under attack, under invasion from Russia, when they go to Saudi Arabia, and obviously Saudi Arabia's doing some similar things to Yemen. And my message was on that, or my opinion was, it doesn't send the right message, humanitarian message, for Alexander Usyk. That's just my opinion. He doesn't agree with me. He's a businessman. I said at the time, it's a good business move, but I don't think it's a good move ethically. Maybe that means Eddie's confirming that the fight is going to be in Saudi Arabia on July the 23rd then. Did he do that for you?
Essentially, because he defended it being Saudi Arabia. He didn't confirm anything, but...
Do I need to take retribution on him?
He actually did.
Do I need to head kick him or not?
No, that's only for Carl Froch.
Exactly.
He did say, well, we'll take it to London, but then Gareth can top up the rest of the purses for Joshua and Usyk.
Well, look, listen, it's not... He's right. I opine on fight sports. I write about it, and I'm not running it. I know that, but we are in a sport of opinions, and you have to give those opinions. Eddie does a phenomenal job. I mean, what he's done in 10 years in the sport is extraordinary. And if he has to take it there, he takes it there. And if it makes business sense, it makes business sense. Hopefully taking it there means Joshua wins and Fury wins if he does, and then we get another one back here, or maybe he'll take it to Saudi Arabia. You never know, do you?
Gareth Davies, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. No doubt speak to you again in the week, all right?
Always a pleasure, Umar. Cheers.
You get knocked, Sparta! No hug needed!
Welcome, Team Everlast, to the Team Everlast Fitness app. Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.